All right, what's up everybody? This is a very very special edition of the podcast. Probably the hottest, most famous person in sports betting. I was just
Famous.
telling Elf is the most famous person we've had on. If you haven't
Nah.
if you haven't seen this man, you haven't been paying attention to social media. Welcome Elf to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here. Man. This is only my second podcast too, so I'm looking to do like more podcasts, interact with like more creators like yourself. So I'm hyped.
Awesome.
Let's do it. Let's
Oh
do it.
man, get in his DMs. So you did your first one
Yeah,
with our mutual
Juan.
friend Juan,
Yeah,
an amazing editor, great
amazing.
video guy. Just like I think a lot of us were taking lead from him, switching to video content and whatnot. But I
Yeah,
feel like speaking of video content, you kind of burst onto the scene doing video content right
yep.
away on Twitter. Was
Pretty
that
much.
was that before you knew Juan? Just kind of
Yeah. No, I actually. That's a funny story actually, because I DM'd Juan, like probably the same idea as most people in the betting industry. This is when I had like a small Twitter because I was like a Call of Duty wager kid, so I had like 200
oh,
followers.
interesting. Okay,
Yeah, so and those kids actually all gamble too, so it kind of like
for
works
sure.
a little bit. Yeah, they gamble like DGens though, not like sharps. So, but I DM'd Juan because I saw his sports betting nomad journey. I'm like, dude, this
Great
is a
video.
sick video. Yeah,
Great video.
like like whether you like sports betting or not, like you could just appreciate the cinematography and the quality of that video. So I DM'd him, and then I didn't really post anything. And the first post I made on my Twitter was I made $1,500 in 3 hours live arbing. I had two middles that day, and I was just
Nice.
buzzing through the roof, right?
Yeah.
And I have my like trademark sweatshirt that I wear, the stupid one with the
Yes,
sleeve.
I love it. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it and why it's like just perfect for the internet. But yeah, so I posted a video of just me getting hyped to John Wall, right? Like it's old song, classic
Yep.
song, and
Old. Yeah.
I
Not for
tagged
some of
OddsJam.
us.
Well, I had signed up, yeah. I tagged OddsJam, right? Because I signed up for the affiliate program. Like, yo,
Yeah.
I want some. I was like, I want some passive income in my life. Like, this
Yeah.
is a good way to do it, right? Like, because they pitch it like if you could just get like 5 people to sign up, like you're making $1,000 a month passive income.
Yep.
Who wouldn't want that, right? So I went
For
for it.
sure.
I got a retweet from Alex Monahan, and I was
Yep.
sitting there in my group chat, and like four of my friends like were thinking the video was funny, and I was just getting toasted by another one. Like, yo, what the hell is that video? Like, I can't believe you just posted that, whatever. And then I got the Alex Monahan retweet. I'm like buzzing. I'm like, yo, Alex Monahan
Yeah.
just retweeted me. And then
Huge.
OddsJam
Huge.
retweeted me. And then I had like 50,000 impressions on the video, and I was like, that's
Holy
crazy.
shit.
So then,
50.
like right after
Holy
that,
shit.
yeah, on my first like post, you know what I mean? It was like it was
Amazing.
just like that, you know. So that was kind of like my intro to social media, and I just been riding the momentum ever since.
Dude, for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
You have to strike when it's hot.
exactly.
Like when it's hot, right?
Yeah,
Like that's the
100%.
time. It
Yeah,
must have
I
been
mean,
it must have been wild to like put the because you I mean for if anyone hasn't seen Elf basically how would you describe I would describe your style as like what I said was you Trojan horse sharp content into like entertaining recreational format.
exactly.
You're
Yep.
very hype. You have the sleeve. We can talk about the sleeve now. It has a bunch of cats on it or dogs on
Stuffed animals. Yeah. So
stuffed animals. Yeah.
I'm friends with like a very talented designer, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, can you build me some shit like this? Like just something random, you know?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got you." And I think he signed up for it. His name is Byron Drysdale, by the way, on TikTok.
Okay.
If you want
Shout
to check
out
him out.
Byron.
Yeah. He's super talented. And I don't think you realize how long it would take him because he had to like sew on
Yeah.
all the stuffed animals and stuff. Like,
It's
but
crazy.
yeah, it's a custom piece. It's the only one out there, so it's absolutely perfect for social media because it's just polarizing, right? You're either
Yeah.
gonna love it, you're gonna hate it, but you're gonna talk about it, you're gonna notice it, right? And that is perfect for just the internet. So yeah, there's
I
Juan.
see Juan. What's up, Juan?
Yeah, Juan must have just
It's
woken up.
a good morning. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah,
There's a video master. We were talking about him earlier.
yeah, we were. Yep.
Um, the so yeah, you're like in sunglasses, you're bumping music, and but you're just like actually making money sports
Right.
betting, but it's a very like over the top different
Yeah.
method. So I'm sure when you threw
Absolutely.
it out, that must have been you must have been like I mean, it's scary to put yourself out there like that. Like I'll do
Yeah.
something and I'll think I'm like going way over the top and I'm like monotone. So I can't even
Yeah.
imagine when you're like going in on a video, you just must be like cranking. And it's scary to do shit like that, I'm sure.
It definitely is scary, and like I've definitely gotten some like there's like an 80-20 rule with the internet. Like 80% will love you, 20% won't love you. That's just kind of how it goes. And I've definitely seen the 20%, but like DMing the people like the 80% just makes it all worth it. Like 100% worth it. Just the people who like are enjoying the content stuff, you interact with them, like it's just the best. But yeah, definitely scary. It's a completely new domain, and I always say this like it's better to not like sit there and overanalyze your content and just kind of like wing it, just go for it. Like just do what you want to do, and it's just
Totally.
way easier because like you could sit there and think about something and plan it all day, right? And then it's just not going to be how you want it.
That's
So
exactly right.
and every single skit, not every single one, but like I'd say probably like 80% of the skits I do, first take, that's it. Whatever it is,
Boom.
that's going on. Boom. Because it's like if you keep redoing it, it's not as authentic, whatever. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the idea with that. So first take, whatever it is, we go with that. And then there
Dude,
we go. So
I love it.
yeah.
I love it, and it shows. But yeah, like
Yeah.
the 80/20 is true. And I
Yeah.
think like our space, like speaking as someone who's been in the space for a while, it's a little everyone's a little like stuffy and the older school people definitely tend to be a little cynical. But
Yeah.
I love the I don't know. Like I love what you're doing. And
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
think that if there is a chance to get new people,
Yeah.
I think one thing I think about is sometimes I'm like, oh, I need to do some different content because a lot of who I'm talking to is like either people like me or people that are, already winning, but it's like
Yeah.
the real moving the needle is like taking people who aren't winning, who aren't, able to make money betting and like bringing them over and helping them make money and win. That's where you're really like making
Yeah.
big strides. Have you
Yeah.
found that like a lot of the people that you talk to, you DM, they're like either haven't placed a bet in their life, just degenning, or like what?
I would say a lot of the people that come into my DMs are like people who literally have not bet at all, right? And
That's awesome.
there's such a big like learning curve to all this. Like I truly believe you need the proper like roadmap, right? You need to learn how to first you need to optimize the promos, right? So you can get like a starting bankroll.
Yes.
Because anyone who
Yes.
comes to me and says like, all right, my bankroll's like $400, can I do this? I'm like, no, you can't do this. If your bankroll's $400, you need to
Yep.
get 3,000 to four
Exactly.
thousand dollars, optimizing the
Yes.
promos every
Yes.
single sign up bonus. Like, because there's just so
100%.
much money for you to grab when you just start, right? And you're not gonna know how to do it unless you do a little research and you kind of like understand how to convert bonus bets and stuff. And
Yep.
that stuff's actually like hard to explain, especially like the first bet insurance stuff, like the
Yep.
promos that like Bet MGM offers. And they do that
Sure.
for a reason, right? Like they know that people aren't going to do it right and they're not going to make money, but um, there needs to be a proper roadmap. Like I feel like you need to convert the bonus bets. You need to play the promos, right? Because I started off like I'd say probably most people. I did a sign up bonus, and I was like, wow, that was easy money, right? Like I just made, and I didn't convert them right, and I don't think anyone really does on their first try.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but it was like I still had made money, and then I shifted into like promo betting positive EV, right? I learned how to
Sure.
deal with the variance, and
Right.
then
That's a good point.
from there you go into live arbitrage betting.
I
You don't
agree.
just start. You don't just start with live arbitrage betting with money all over the place, shifting it around. You can't like that's like you gotta walk before you can run. So that's what I usually tell people in my DMs. I don't just like push OddsJam Platinum onto them. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, you need to start with this, and then you
Yeah.
need to come back to me in a week, like once you've converted the bonus bets type of thing. So yeah,
Yeah, that was something I heard on your pod with Juan was that you went from just the promo funds. Like you basically free
yeah,
rolled the
Pretty
casinos
much.
on this
Yeah,
ride, which is great.
yeah, it's crazy. And you can too. Like it
Yeah,
really it sounds
totally.
ridiculous, but it's actually very, very doable if you just optimize the promo funds correctly. And there's a lot of resources out there on YouTube about every single promo. So if you're watching this and you don't know anything about like sports betting, first thing you should do is look up every single legal sports book in your state and
Yes,
just watch every YouTube video how to convert the bonus bets and just
yes,
do that and take your time because these promos aren't going away. They're going to be there, but just make sure you optimize them at the start and you'll have
yep.
a nice solid bank foundation at least that you could get into with that. So yeah, that's my advice.
It's
Yeah.
great advice, and that's the drum I bang really really
Yeah.
hard because I
Mhm.
always say like it's wild to me, not wild, but it frustrates me sometimes that there's such a small that there's this stigma that it's like really hard to win sports betting. I would actually say it's
Yeah.
so easy if your only goal was to win. Because if
Right.
your only goal was to win, is you would do what you did. You would go, you would get free money
Yeah.
from the promos. You would, be thoughtful about how you converted it or whatnot. And then if you only wanted to win, then you would just ARP,
Right.
just like full
Yeah.
ARPs.
Yeah.
And now, is it the most like exciting? I don't know. It actually seems we had a couple live streams. I was on the first live stream watching, and it honestly, you make it seem exciting.
Thank you.
I
Yeah, I think it's exciting, but like some people don't, and they're like, yeah, there's a ton of risk and stuff. Like it's exciting for a reason. Like I could get hooked. I could get hooked at any second, right? Or one of the lines can move. I don't know when that's gonna happen.
That's right.
DK is sitting there taking 15 seconds to go through.
Yeah, the
When it goes
spin. This
through,
there's actually
yeah.
a lot of sweat on the spin, dude. I
Oh, hella sweat. It's crazy, I'm sitting there waiting for a 300 bet to go through it. If it doesn't, I'm hooked. I have a $200 bet just riding, and if it moves, that means it probably got worse, right? Because
yep,
it moved away from me.
for
So
sure.
now I'm just out of the money, and it sucks. So there's some thrill there. It's crazy, but
Wait,
it's a
GK, by the way, this is how he is all the time. Like, this is his personality. I don't know if you hear me, but he's always
No,
this excited.
yeah.
so we have
It's
heard
true.
we have confirmation from Juan that that Elf is Elf
I'm
100% of
cracked
the
out.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
think that I was actually thinking about this because this morning I was like just doing some really, really boring shit that I do, which is, data stuff, like trying to pull it into the right table and get
Yeah.
the right number. And I was like, this would be so fucking boring to watch. Like
Yeah.
live ARB actually is probably the most exciting thing you could like do on a stream. Like,
Yeah,
no,
and that's why I want to stream it because I think it could pop off, and if it
I
doesn't,
agree.
at least I
Okay.
tried, right? Like,
Yeah,
you know
for
what?
sure.
Like, but I think it will. I really do think it will. So, yeah,
Yeah, so you've done two streams now. So I watched the first one. I didn't get to watch the one yesterday, but I saw
yeah,
your tweet. You did like 2K yesterday on stream,
yeah.
something
Two
like that.
point four k on stream
Okay.
yesterday.
Hell yeah.
We did a 5 hour stream, and it was so fun. I was pretty like pooped out by like
Holy
hour four.
shit.
And
Yeah, I bet.
I didn't even arb the last like hour, but my buddy Infinite Alpha June,
Okay.
or no, he's Arb. He's like Arb. Arbs on Twitter now. He changed his
Okay.
handle.
Okay.
He came on the stream, and this guy is a hedge fund baby, right? He's rich.
Yeah, yeah.
He understands all of the concepts to live Arb, but he still bets like a degen on top of the Arbing for fun. So this man came on the stream, degen 2K, lost it like right
And you
away,
had to make up for it.
and then recouped it. So it was an electric stream to say the least. But yeah, it
Dude,
was funny.
I love that. I love that. I gotta hop on the next. I mean, 5 hours is absolutely insane.
Yeah,
And I guess we can talk about a little bit about your background because you're 23, right? You told me.
yeah. I'm 23. I'm
Okay, so
23.
you can do the 5 hour stream still. It's still possible. So
Yeah,
how did you even get from wherever you were before to the promo funds? Like what do you
yeah.
talk us?
I think just like everyone, watching sports, you see those ads on TV. Bet
Yeah.
$5 on Twitter. Bet $5, get 150, right? And like literally everything in life, and this is the golden rule. If something's too good to be true, it probably is, right?
Yep.
The only time it isn't is for
Is
these
this.
promos. Like if you bet 5, you will actually get $150 in bonus bets, whether you win or lose. Like read the terms and
Yeah.
conditions. But it's legit, and I'm like, all right, let me try this out, and I'm a math person. Like
Yeah.
I went to school for actuarial science, and I'm
Yeah.
now currently working as an actuary. So I understand like mathematical concepts, and I still didn't convert the bonus bets right. And I saw yesterday on your podcast, sports betting guy said he didn't convert the bonus bets right on
Yep.
DraftKings either.
Right.
So
And he vowed vengeance.
he vowed vengeance and he got it. So he's not the person you want to have
Yeah,
coming
dude,
after you.
he's mad at
But
DraftKings.
yeah, but I think DraftKings did all right.
Yeah, they're
For
doing
every
all right.
one sharp that somehow gets created through OddsJam and Twitter, there are who knows how many casuals
Yeah,
created, like 20 to 30,
20.
right? I,
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
about what I'd
I
peg it.
can't really say, but I'll just pitch the question, right? For every sharp created
Yeah,
that gets limited after winning 5-6K, how many
yeah,
casuals are created that have lost 20K, right? Like that's the
yeah.
idea.
It's
You know,
You're right, and they
so
cap it, so it's like unlimited. Yeah, so it's like
yeah,
the
infinite
casual
money
in
glitch
their
until you
mind.
get
Yeah,
limited.
it's the opposite.
Yeah,
It's their
it's
own infinite money glitch.
yeah, it is an infinite money glitch for them based on their based on
Yeah,
how they market it, because they're just vigging the lines. No matter what happens, the house is gonna win on like a money
right,
line because
right.
they've balanced their books based on like the action and stuff. So, you know, if you could build your model like a casino, then do it, right? Like
Then you make
it's
$1 billion.
I mean, they're also kind of like arbitrage betting too, in a way, if you really think about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they're
Not
yeah.
hundred
It
percent, but
depends, but they'll
yeah,
they'll are so like I mean it
yeah,
depends. This gets into do books balance their action? Like no, certain books want to take positions more than other ones, but the idea is they're basically buying and selling for higher and lower prices all the time. So
yeah,
their whole model is arbitrage betting.
yeah,
Like if you think
right,
about it.
yeah,
And then
exactly,
you're like arbitraging the arbitragers, and then they get
yeah,
mad.
exactly. And then they get mad, and like, yeah, I don't know. I've had some discussions about this. Like, certain books have taken stances against arbitrage betting without like officially taking one based on like their
Yeah,
limits and stuff like that. Like obviously Caesars is okay with it. They don't limit. They're fine with it because
yeah,
the idea is you're hedging the bad lines with the Caesars good lines. You're
yeah.
paying them to
It's like
de-risk.
insurance.
So,
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
yeah, it's like insurance. So FanDuel seems like reasonably okay with it to an extent. They'll limit you. They won't limit you to the ground. And then obviously like the rec books, like you gotta hit and run them. You
Yeah,
gotta
the
you
old
know you
hit and
got a
run.
day. You got a day or two. Make it count before you get
Yeah,
limited, and then go
definitely
on
make
from
it
there.
count. And that's
Make it
another
count.
reason why like having building your bankroll through the promos is helpful because when you come into the
Yeah,
rec book with 300 or 3,000 and you show them any like sharp stuff, they'll limit you either way. So
yeah,
like when you go
yeah.
in, like make it count.
I'll tell a funny story actually.
Yeah, let's
My
go.
first arbitrage kind of like attracted me because like who doesn't like free money? My first bet on
Good point.
BetMGM was from the OddsJam calculator. Bayern Munich like under 5.5 goals, 2,517.63.
That was let's
Straight from the
go.
arb calc.
Let's
Immediately
go.
limited right after
Yeah.
that. Didn't even hit the bet. Didn't even hit the bet. It is
Uh,
literally proof that these books do not care if you're winning or losing. They just
they
care. They
don't.
know that if they see someone come in, bet some random thing for that specific amount, beat CLV, that's it. And CLV's closing line value. So the line moved in my favor. It means I got a better price than where it finished. And that was
Right.
it. That was it for my
That's it.
BetMGM.
Yeah.
That was it.
And so what are your thoughts around like very specific this is
Yeah.
arbitrage. It's like very specific bet amounts. What's
Yeah.
your because I know a lot of people that are like they'll bet round numbers and like de-risk or like take on like a little additional risk. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts around that?
Yeah, so I don't know if like if you catch my streams, a lot of the times I'll have like if this side hits, it'll be like 15 bucks profit. If this side hits, it'll be like 20 bucks profit.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
that's because I'm not like rounding it. I think you
yeah.
should definitely round it there because it just looks more casual when you do it like
Yes.
that. Um, you wanna just stick to kind of like the 5, the 0 at the end of your
Yep.
bets, just because like it just looks less like suspicious. There's no like I don't know how these books model these things, so there's no
Right.
science to it. Like I'm not saying you're not going to get limited if you bet like 200 or
Exactly.
155. It's gonna like, but it's just it can't hurt, right? So you might as well do it. And in the long
It
run,
can't
anyway,
hurt.
it'll even out if you're like winning 16 or 25, and then the 16 one hits. All right, next time the 25 one will hit. Like it'll
Totally.
even out. So it is what it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
round your bets.
I, I
Yeah.
I I agree with that. Okay, so now let's
Yep.
get into a little live arb crash course.
All right,
So
let's
now
do it.
you've gone through the promos. You've built your
Yeah.
3,000. You tweet out that first John Wall video, go viral
Yeah.
when Alex reposts you, and
Yeah.
now you're like an official live arbor.
Official
What
live
what
over.
now? Like what was the
Yeah.
difference between you now, you when that video goes out? What did you learn along the way? Like anyone
Yeah.
who's
You.
watching this,
Yeah.
like pay attention now.
Yeah. So you learn just like so much just about how these like models operate and communicate with each other type of thing. Like I know if DraftKings is off by like 3 or 4 points, it's not gonna last long. You gotta be
Hmm.
super quick. I can kind of get a sense of when a line is moving. So let's say I get to the book and it was plus 135. If it
Yep.
goes down to plus 130, and it still has like the down arrow on it, that means it's probably not stable. I should probably
Hmm.
not try to hit that.
Yep.
I know a
Interesting.
lot of
Okay.
yeah, because these lines are moving all the time. When they're rapidly moving, it means there's uncertainty, which means that
Hmm.
you're not going to get your bet in. Don't try to arb it. It's not going to work out for you.
Is it
Um,
because they'll either, so basically you're saying don't, because in that situation you get one side of the bet.
Yeah, you'll get one side of the bet. Like if you're trying to do like DK to FanDuel or something like
Yep.
that, and DK is shifting a little bit and FanDuel's shifting a little bit. If you hit submit on FanDuel, it'll take it, right?
Yep.
Whatever you hit submit on. If you hit it on DK, it'll like you'll get the
Yeah. Yeah.
timer and then the line will move. Um, I don't know. Sometimes DK free rolls me where it's like
Yeah.
if the line gets worse, they'll take it. Actually, no, that's a lie. They don't free roll, but it's like if the line gets better, they will take it, right? So if it goes from like
Yeah.
plus
Yeah.
130 to
So they
plus
are free
140,
that they are free rolling you there. That's fucked up.
is it like because all right, if the line goes from like plus 130 to plus 150, it'll accept. But if it goes
They'll
from like
accept at what?
plus 150, but if it goes down
Yeah.
to like plus 130 to minus 110, it will say accept. It'll make me
A
like
new
accept it.
price.
Yeah, add new
Yeah.
price. So I don't know if that's a free roll, but that's just like what
Yeah,
happens.
I guess it's not at. Yeah, I thought they're accepting at plus 130.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, if they accept, yeah, that's fine. I
I
don't
think
know.
it's
I
fine.
still,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
I'm fine with
fine.
it. I
Okay,
mean, I don't really have any
you
big
you know
complaints.
better than me because I don't follow the in game moves like that. So if
Yeah,
it's like not costing you money, then it's probably fine. Sorry,
yeah.
DK. I have other gripes with
Nah,
you, but not this. Not this.
I like DK. Yeah,
What are
but
the
besides that,
elf rankings of books?
okay, Elf rankings of books. Number one has got to be Flip for sure. The Flip is so bad. There is so much value on Flip, and Flip is actually doing a promo right now. If this
Okay,
goes live today, where if you deposit 100, they'll give you $10. So make sure to do that. But
nice.
the Flip to DK FanDuel connection is real. Like you can
Okay,
orb Flip with DK and FanDuel all day, 20, $30 a pop. You rarely get like the crazy arbs from Flip, but Flip
yeah.
is just great for consistent value all day. Two, I would say is
Okay, sorry
all right,
everybody. That was a standard rite of passage for Elf, where
technical.
I had to
Yeah,
yeah had to switch out the cranberry juice, had to open the window. We're back
yeah,
to Elf's rankings. So we have one
yeah.
Fliff.
Flip two, and Flip also has great like credit card you could utilize like credit card deposit bonuses, which I
Oh,
personally
interesting.
haven't, but I will. Yeah. CT Boost made a great thread on this, but if you open up
Okay.
like a new credit card where you have to spend like $8,000 to get points, Fliff deposits will count as spend, and you could like arb it, withdraw it.
Uh,
It actually will take time because Fliff is only allowing 3K withdrawals per month now, so just keep that in mind.
ah.
But yeah, but it's like you could definitely utilize like that on Fliff. So
Yeah,
yeah,
CT
or if
Boost has a
yeah,
lot of good stuff like that.
great
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, great
Yeah.
great account. And so one is Fliff, two is FanDuel because FanDuel has like great alt
Okay.
lines. If you get
Yeah.
hooked, you could hedge on FanDuel for a big loss, but you did de-risk essentially with those alt lines. So two is FanDuel. Three, I'm saying DraftKings because DraftKings has
Wow.
great value.
Hot take.
Um, definitely a
No,
hot take, but
they do have good they are a good book to
yeah,
have an
they
account at, I will say.
yeah, exactly. There's the big asterisk there. And then four is Caesars. I think Caesars could actually jump from four to one or two
I
at the
agree.
current moment. Some of the lines being pulled in to the live feed from Caesars, like the data, I think for Caesars is tough. And Kit
Yeah.
Goyal will save us. He will. But at the moment, Caesars is four because it's hard to arb just based on like the odds jam tracker. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I
Caesars
think
has
Caesars
a
could become one. I think it could become one. To be
I
honest,
think they're trying. They're trying.
yeah,
Uh
they're
yeah,
doing great.
well, to the Caesars data, I will say their website's a pain in the ass to
Yeah, who knows? Yeah,
navigate and be scraped.
fix your
Um
UI, Caesars. What are you
yeah,
doing?
make it easier for
Yeah,
Caesars. Caesars literally the group of people that Caesars could care less about is you and me
or
and
UI.
probably everybody who is watching this.
Yeah, no, they don't. That's why I'm saying. Like, people say like, "Yo, how come like these books aren't like suing you?" I'm like, boys,
Suing you.
we are a drop. We are not even like a drop in the pond of what these books are making. You know what I mean? Like these, we're not even a rounding error to them. Like if you look at their revenue reports, like they're just letting their algorithm take care of it,
Yeah,
limit whoever, and then just raking in the money on everyone else. Like that's it. They could actually care less about who I am, who you are. Like they're making so much money, it doesn't matter. You know.
totally.
That's my opinion. I could be completely wrong. Like we
Yeah, it
put a lot of
depends.
I could be, that's my opinion though. Like we could be putting so much value into like trying to stay hidden, this and that. But I really don't think at the end of the day, like Elf on Twitter is making any waves anywhere like at DraftKings headquarters or Caesars
No.
headquarters or fan. Like it's just not,
Yeah.
they're
Except for
just gonna
maybe
let
they're watching you and they think it's entertaining.
maybe they think it's funny. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is all my opinion, right?
I
I
would
could
love
be
to see
dead wrong.
I'd love to see Caesars approach you and be
Yeah,
like, hey,
someone.
like be like, we're cool with you arbing. We'll
Yeah,
sponsor you. If a
that'd be
book
sick.
that would be sick. If
Caesars,
a yeah,
sponsor me, yo, if you're watching this.
Caesars, please.
For
Please.
real. Yeah,
I think that would be cool. I know like probably like something like Circa or Pinnacle would be totally down, but
yeah.
yeah, I think that you're
I
right
mean, can you
mostly.
imagine a world in which that's kind of like even a question? Like, imagine a live Arbor Sharp gets sponsored by a sports book. Like, that would open up so many discussions about just the industry. You know what I
I
mean? Like,
agree. I agree.
yeah,
And you know what? I came up in the poker boom. So when I was your age, like
yeah,
sports betting is poker was what sports betting is now. So when I
yeah,
was coming up, people like Phil Ivey, Daniel Negreanu, uh, yeah, I'll give it Phil Hellmuth a shout out. They all were sponsored by poker sites, Full Tilt, Poker Stars, Ultimate Bet,
yeah.
and they were like D-list celebrities, but they're a big deal, and this poker site sponsored them, and it kind of created this dream for people to be like, oh, I want to be a professional poker player,
Poker
and
player.
that
Yeah,
drove a lot of traffic to the sites. Now, like it's weird in sports because you're literally playing against the site, right? So it's like,
yeah.
but
Poker's like
if
other people. Yeah,
exactly, but if there is if there like I hope that there's some type of like professional sports betting dream still, and
Yeah,
like for the
I mean,
sites to
for sure.
limit you or cut you off, and then at the same time be like, come win with us. Like it's kind of it's not genuine. Whereas if they had a roster of people that were making money and they're like, okay, we accept that these people will just beat us, and they will kind of will allow it, and they'll create content or whatever
Right.
it is, and it'll be like a net win for everybody. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could see that being good.
Yeah, that's the key right there. The last sentence, net win for everybody, right? If a Caesars comes along or a DraftKings or a FanDuel and they do the calculations, they say, all right, if we sponsor this kid or this sharp or whatever, and he's making content on this, and then all these people are going to watch him winning on DraftKings, winning on Caesars, winning on FanDuel, guess what? They're going to do it too, or they're going to try, right? And
Yeah, and who will make it, who won't.
who knows, right? Who knows how much money that will put in everyone's so it has to be a net win, and
It
to figure out
does.
a net win scenario is tricky, but there's
Yeah,
definitely a net win scenario out there, 100%.
yeah,
I don't know
and
what that is, but there is one, you know.
totally. And I think
Yeah,
poker and sports betting are good. It's not like roulette. Like why I like poker,
yeah,
why I like sports betting, why I like education in this space is because you could learn enough to like break even and
yeah,
apply it to your everyday life. And the lessons that you learn from this industry can be applied to other shit. So you don't have to be a pro. You don't have to make 100K in a year to get
right,
value from like learning the ins and outs of like solid sports betting. Same
yeah,
with poker. Like I'm sure there are people who lost a ton of money during poker and that was like devastating for them. But I'm sure there are people who
100%.
like broke even, lost a little bit, and like learned a ton and took those lessons and applied it to everyday life. Like I played against a lot of like when I played live, like a lot of like really successful people who were,
Yeah,
whatever, like lawyers, CEOs, and they clearly didn't care too much about the money they were losing, but they were
yeah,
really interested in the game because, you know, I think they cared a lot about learning the strategy. So I think sports
yeah,
betting presents that opportunity too. I don't know.
yeah,
There's got to be some. I hope that there's some uh, coming together of the industry of the sharps of the books,
yeah.
creating some kind of like sustainable ecosystem. Because I don't think right now this is the best way we could be doing it.
No, definitely not. And I even saw, I think there is starting to bridge the gap because I saw like a bet MGM like post where it's like use code OddsJam. So I think there was some sort of like dealing behind the scenes about like how can BetMGM and OddsJam like work together, and that, like you said, bridges that gap a little bit where they're at least like communicating to an extent. I don't know what the
Yeah,
back end
yeah,
stuff was, but it just shows that there is communication starting. So the discussion is open for grabs. So I think this world like of live arbing and sharp betting is going to constantly change, constantly evolve based on how the books treat us, based on who's in the scene. Different edges will arise, different edges will die. That's just the industry it is, you know. It's just
totally.
about constant adaptation. You've been around
Yeah,
longer than me. You've seen it, right? Like you've
for
seen
sure.
exactly what I'm saying. One edge will die. Guess what? There's a new
Another
edge next week.
comes. Yeah,
Another comes, and that'll be like that for the end of time, you
yeah,
know.
I know.
So
That's yeah. The only certainty is like an edge will die and another will come. And then
right, that's it.
if you can accept that, you'll be okay. But there is some
Right.
existential dread that goes on, like when your edge dies or when you see it getting whittled
Oh
away. You're
yeah,
like, no. It
yeah.
is
It
frustrating.
yeah, definitely. But
So this is.
yeah, you have to be
I want to
proactive.
talk about. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, no, I'm done.
Your content strategy, your view on
Yeah.
content. I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
that's what really like we were talking before. I think that's where you've separated yourself. Like
Yeah.
you
For
make
sure.
this entertaining. What's
Yeah.
your I don't know. What's your thesis on your
Yeah.
content?
Here's my thesis. It's a very simple thesis, right? So imagine like you're a kid, you haven't posted on social media yet. You
Yep.
in the sharp betting community. So I'm seeing all of the posts from sharps and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I'm seeing posts from touts, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
touts have all the followers, they have all the attention.
Yes. Yes.
Positive V betters, they have all of the strategy, all of the
Yeah.
profitable like ways of making money. Why not combine the two?
Yes.
Take the tout strategy, make it
Yeah.
fun, make it
Yeah.
exciting, right? They make it exciting to lose money,
Yeah.
right? You see Trent's post, and I actually think Trent is a great content creator. He's amazing
He's
at what he
definitely
does.
a great
Why?
content creator.
And
Definitely.
people in the sharp betting community, they shit on Trent because
Sure.
he's betting like a square, and that's fine. That's their opinion. I think he's a great content creator because he brings in eyes, he brings in attention. He's funny, right? That's what
Totally.
content really is about: being entertaining. Content at the end of the day has to be entertaining.
Yes.
So my vision is I'm going to combine the two, right?
Yeah.
Why can't profitable sports betting be fun? Why can't it be exciting to win money? And guess what? It is exciting to win money. It is exciting to go up $20,000 in a month at the age of 23. That is life-changing money to me, right? So it's not even like I'm faking it. I'm genuinely
No,
excited
it's
to go up
exciting.
20K. It's exciting. So when you bring in that sort of strategy, it's like, all right, you're copying a touts model of making it exciting, making it cool, making it mainstream with being profitable. And I think long term that'll be a win for like my social media page, and it'll also be a win for the sharp betting community, right? Because
100%.
that'll just bring more eyes. It'll grow everything together, right? And like the more eyes, the better. That's all it is. So that's my strategy.
I think you're
Yeah.
spot on. I think you're spot
Yeah.
on, and I actually think it's crazy that I feel like I really do think you're the first person to actually do this, at least with some scale of success. Because
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like other like sharp creators, like creators who make money and like make money betting. And I just
Yeah.
can't think of anybody who does the funny shit that you do. So
Yeah. I mean,
I
some of the shit I do is just outrageous though. Like the sweatshirt. I don't even know. Like I get Juan's making me edits now. Like
dude,
it's
the
like
edits are cool.
they're sick.
The throwing the elf and like you're catching it.
Catching it,
Like,
and
yeah.
yeah. I think it's sick, right?
I
I mean
love it.
that's kind of like the Gen Z type of content though. You know, like
Sure.
people they want a 9-second clip, right? They want to
Yep.
get hyped up and then they're gonna pop in the stream, see what's going on. And I think like with my stream, like I'm watching it back. I
Yeah.
think only a live arbor can go in there and understand what's going on. So I
Yeah.
need to figure out how to make it because
Interesting.
like there's a lot, there's like
Yeah.
the Oggem ticker. Half like if you don't know what Oggem is and you see that, you're gonna be confused right off the rip.
Right.
And then
Good
I
point.
have FanDuel on like a little box in the top
Yep.
right. If you've never used FanDuel, you're not gonna understand that. And then DraftKings in the like
Yeah.
or Caesars in the bottom
Yeah.
right. But the idea is I want to show the process. How do you do that without exposing your like usernames, stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
tough, so there's a lot to
That's
think about
difficult.
there.
That
It's
is
difficult,
difficult.
So how can you get a casual to come into a very technical stream deep down?
Yes.
It's very, very technical, be entertained and understand what's going on so that they can eventually try and do it themselves, right? Because
It's a great question.
It's easy to like look at someone my age making 20K on Twitter and be like, okay, I want to try that. But now how
Yeah.
do you get someone to watch it and be like, all right, yeah, I want to try that. So that's tough. And that's a challenge I'm facing, so
Well, that's
yeah.
why you have Juan.
Yeah, that's why I have
You
Juan.
gotta get.
But I only have Juan for a few more days while I'm here in Jersey because I took FTO this week from my job, so I
Gotcha.
took a trip out to Jersey after Christmas to like film
Chill
with him.
Juan.
So
Yeah. Awesome.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking for your stream, like some kind of like profit counter. You know what I'm saying?
Profit
like
yeah,
you need
said that
somebody
too.
to update that. Not you because you can't do it yourself, but like have
there's
someone
so much stuff going on.
Have someone like keep up to date with that
Profit
would
count.
be and then like just probably more crazy graphics like boom whatever like
Yeah.
or
It
something that
just needs to,
displays like I don't know. I guess we're workshopping this live, but like it shows like FanDuel. It shows your bet, but it'll be like a graphic.
Right.
So it'll be like FanDuel like plus 130, Caesars minus 120 on the game or something. So the arb like pops up and then like fireworks go up. Something like that.
Matt Down said I have like a rave in the background when I hit an arb or something.
A rave in the back.
That'll be like down the line.
Down the line.
Once I can like, because that was my second stream. I'm just trying to get the ball rolling. You know what I mean?
That's great stuff. I mean,
I'm gonna Yeah, like that's why I say like, all right, start off like my first stream, the music audio wasn't great. Okay, let me fix that for the second stream. Okay,
Right.
second stream, music audio was great. Whatever. Now, how do you make it like? How do you just keep improving it? You know, always
Right.
in a constant state of improving, getting better, and then thirdly, like how do you like monetize it to a point where it's like, how is this going to get me more affiliates? How's this going to get Aja more affiliates? Because at the end of the day, that's the idea of the content creation, right? To
Right.
like get that passive income that
Sure. I mean, look,
I was talking about.
you
So
spend a lot of time on this. You spend a lot of
yeah,
energy. Like
right,
people
yeah,
want to exchange time for money. It's,
right. No,
not
it's
fair to
natural,
expect the other.
right?
And I mean, I love it. And the thing is, like, you started anyway. You're like, okay, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
start.
I'm just gonna
And
start.
then
That's always
you
my
got to
motto. I'm not
start.
gonna sit
You
here.
got to
Yeah,
start. Like
right.
and now you're crushing it. And I'm sure in 20 streams or in 30 streams or in 100 streams, it'll look different. But
Hundred
like,
percent.
you have to
It'll
start
look way
somewhere.
different. Yeah,
What
you have to start somewhere for
what
sure.
what are some 2024 elf plans? Like where I feel like you're gonna be doing at this time next year. We'll talk, and I feel
Yeah,
like
hundred
you're gonna
percent.
have done some
We'll talk more
crazy
often.
shit. Like
Yeah,
we'll do a recap Elf year in review around Christmas in honor of Elf, the movie,
yeah.
and where like
Do that.
what's the 2024 roadmap for Elf?
I have some like absolutely ridiculous content plans that I want to
Good,
incorporate into my
good.
recaps. Like I'm talking about like violinists in the background, like
Oh
drummers. Like I
yeah,
want
oh
someone like
yeah.
banging a drum, like
That's
just
right.
stuff that's like so absurd, that it's just gonna like grab your attention. But like, yeah, just so many just like random things like that. I actually went on Gig Salad and I reached out to like 15 violinists to help me with my 10K special, and like six of them said no, and like the
Wow.
other nine didn't even respond. And I was
Oh
like,
my
yo,
god.
I'm gonna pay you like $200 to come to my apartment, play
Mm.
like a 15-second clip of a song where I'm gonna be blasting music anyway, so it doesn't even really matter. Like, if anything, you could just sit there and
Yeah,
pretend to play the
pretend.
violin, and that's all I really needed. But yeah, no, I have just so many ridiculous content ideas that it's just like, yeah, just stay tuned. I'm gonna try to like make it happen, obviously, but
Dude,
I'll need some help.
I
Yeah,
love it. Well, yeah, I mean, of course,
yeah,
we'll get you some.
yeah,
Yeah, everybody watching this, if you're a
yeah.
violinist,
Yeah,
you
if you're a
know who to hit
violinist,
it.
DM me near Massachusetts.
A
Yeah,
violinist near Massachusetts, dude. I'm pumped. I really think you're gonna do some
yeah,
crazy, crazy vids, and I hope you do. I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
I think that I think what you said. I've always thought this is people make it seem fun to lose money or to fake win money, which is like, yeah, like look at
Yeah,
my Lambo or whatever, but they bought that Lambo with the money that person's paying them to show them
right.
how to buy a Lambo.
Yeah,
Like it's just
yeah.
crazy,
It's
like
so weird. Yeah,
Ponzi scheme.
right.
But isn't it more fun to win money? Like winning money is
Yeah,
fun. Making
it's
money is
fun,
fun. So like it
and that's
shouldn't be that
yeah.
hard for us in this
It
industry
shouldn't.
who are winning money to make it seem fun.
Right.
That
It
shouldn't be
really
that hard,
shouldn't.
but it is.
Yeah, and I think that's the difference between like the content that Sharps produce is like everybody's kind of in that state of like, all right, let me post this bet with the odd jam screen and explain why it's profitable, right?
Right.
I'm telling you right now, I know like the 23, 22-year-old generation, they do not care. They want the locks, they want the money. They don't want to understand devigging lines based on market averages, why this bet's profitable. They're going to
No.
see LeBron James's over under at 22 and a half, whatever it is, and they're going to say, he's playing the Pistons, he's going over. Let's
Yeah. Let's
hammer
go.
it. That's it, yo. So that's why like positive EVs it's like to us, we have like the math background. It's not hard to understand, but to the
Sure.
average person, it is.
Sure.
Arbitrage is easy to understand. I'm betting on the
Definitely.
same thing to happen,
Yes.
and I'm gonna make money. That's easy. Anybody can understand that. He's either gonna get a touchdown or he's not. This game's gonna go over 140 or it's not. And either way, I'm gonna win $20. That is easy to promote. That is easy to market, and
Yep.
that's why I think it's best intro point, right? So once your accounts get limited, once you get a nice bankroll, yeah, go for the positive EV, right? So maybe even start if you get limited 20K deep, start live positive EV betting,
Sure.
right? You'll get
Yeah.
used to it. But that I think is the intro. And then, like you said, it has to be fun. It has to be fun.
That
You have to spend your time doing this stuff. So who's going to spend their time doing something that's not fun? Nobody, right? So that's the goal at the end of the day, right?
you're
And it,
so
like you said,
spot
it should
on.
be hard.
It
Yeah,
shouldn't be hard, and you're so spot on. And I think
yeah,
the the reaction has been like, oh, like, well, they're idiots. Like they should think it's fun to devig a line, or it shouldn't be fun, or like
yeah.
whatever. But it's like if you're making content, it's on you to make it interesting.
It's on
Like
you. It's
it's
completely
not
on you.
on them. It's not the
No,
audience's fault that your content's fucking boring. Like
no, of course not. You got to take
and
responsibility for everything you do.
totally.
100%. Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like you could sit there and be like, well, they don't get it. But like it doesn't that doesn't serve anybody. That doesn't help you. It doesn't help them. It's
right.
like, how are you going to make it so they get it? How are you going to make it so they're interested? And at the end of the
Yeah,
day, who's helping more people? Is it Elf, whose videos are actually, fun, or me talking about the Kelly Criterion for 20 minutes? Like,
right.
it's Elf. Like, it definitely is Elf. And
Maybe,
like,
maybe we
but
need each
like,
other though, right? We need each other because it's like you need the person to actually explain it, right? To like so that they can understand it, and then you also need the person that's going to get them excited about it. So like I said, like we grow together. Like to say like I have more give more value is like I don't know if I would agree with that, but it's definitely like an interesting
it's a.
point. Yeah,
I think like you give more people value. Maybe
maybe,
like
maybe
you
I don't.
coming to me and we were like, okay, like this is how I think about originating or something, like that would be valuable
Yeah,
to you, but it wouldn't be valuable to a lot of people because you've already
right.
taken that step from, you know, 0 to
Yeah,
90 and getting you 90 to 100 or whatever it is.
yeah,
But I think that I love what you're doing because I think it's just like putting the responsibility back on you to make content that gets people excited about winning. And it's like
yeah,
I and I'm with you. And I'm gonna try and make like having this conversation, I'm gonna try and make my content more exciting. I will
yeah.
probably not be able to get up to your hype level. But
Right,
I'm
but
gonna
at
think of
least
some new shit to do because
yeah, but like comparison's the thief of joy, right? Like if you could sit here and say, "All right, I want my content to be better than it was yesterday," that's already a win. You know what I mean? Like that's already a win. And like if you're even just like a live arbor and you're watching this and like say, "All right, I made 6K last month arbing," and you say, "All
yeah.
right, Elf, he's probably gonna make I might make like 25K this month." Don't
Yeah.
don't go for 25K. Go
No.
for go for 10K. Beat what you did last month. Be better than you were last month. That's all you could do. You know what I mean? That's just you compare yourself to your prior self, and that'll
Very
push you to be
wise.
better. So yeah,
I love
that's it.
meeting I feel like everybody who I've talked to, Halo, he's very young. You, who like who is already like crushing it. I would say like you're doing a great job with your betting and content. You're young and you're like very wise, much wiser than I was at
Yeah,
23. So, but comparison's a thief of joy. So I'll just compare
exactly.
myself to,
It's the best. It's the best. It's the best motto for sure.
yeah. What,
Like you say. All right.
uh,
What'd you say?
no, go on, go on.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're saying Elf's crushing it. There's some 23 out there who's doing 5 times better than me, right? It's like, what am I? I'm not going to compare myself to them.
Sure.
I could sit here and say I did better in December than I did in November, right? And hopefully, I'll be sitting in the same seat in January and say, all right, I did better in January than I did in December. Like that's all I could really do. At least I could strive for it. That's it. And what does that
So
mean?
what does that mean? Well,
Yeah, what does that mean?
that's all you can do.
Yeah,
You ultimately like this is a good industry to teach you about what you can and can't control
right,
because you can make a good bet and it could go wrong. Or like you
exactly,
could take even in arbitrage betting, you could take an arb, you could get the wheel of death on one side and you could, end up losing a bet. But
right.
like
Happens all the
was the
time.
process solid? And that's the
Yeah,
thing. It's like I've learned through poker, through sports betting, like it gets exhausting trying to control stuff you can't control, compare, whatever. So there are like
yeah,
these are great lessons. These are great lessons. And I think
yeah,
also what you're going to do, what I want to do is through the content that is in this space is you teach the lessons of the space to people for either, for free. Like they don't have to go in and lose money if they don't want to. They could just think you're interesting. They could understand live R betting. They could pick up
Right.
one or two things from you or from this conversation, and they can
Yeah.
go along their merry way, and that helps them. And that would also
Yeah.
be a great outcome. And that's what you get from doing content that's entertaining, that you don't from either not doing content or from doing content that's kind of boring.
Yeah, exactly. I would say like just like and especially in content, like if you want to start doing content, like whether it be the OddsJam affiliate program or just like a Twitter page in general, just make it like true to yourself, something that you'll find interesting at least, so that that way, like whether you kind of like don't get a lot of views or if you do, you'll be interested in it, so you'll like continue with it. So you
Yes.
won't hit that burnout point
Yes.
as fast, you know. Because like
Great
already
point.
today, like I'm already super excited to film a video with Juan
Yeah.
for like my $2,500 profit day. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm
I
already
can't
excited
wait
about
to
it. So
watch it.
yeah, so like whatever gets you excited with your content, do that, you know. And I would say be true to yourself. Don't look at someone else's content and see that content doing well and then just try to copy it, right?
Yes.
Think about what
Yes.
makes, because that I see that all the time in the industry
Yes.
where someone will post, there are like 50 live arbors who post like their arb and then how much profit they made with the screenshots, and that's great, right? That's fine, that'll get you affiliates for sure because people will see that. But you're in the same bracket as everyone else. Everyone else
Yes.
is doing the same thing.
Yes.
So why would somebody look at that and be like, okay, I'm gonna sign up with his affiliate link versus like this person's who is posting the same exact thing? Try to be different, but make it true to yourself. So that would be my advice to a newcomer.
Dude, you went
Yeah,
in, and I'm thinking about this. Like, you, instead of trying to win at that game, you created your
yeah,
own game. It's a whole
yeah,
different game.
yeah. It's a
You're
whole different
like,
game.
this is just me. And I'm doing,
Yeah,
like, you're like, I could try and win at the screenshot game with 50
right.
other people. And
Yeah,
maybe with
and
the
maybe
right
I
amount
would
of work.
because
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
But why not
But
just
why
create
not?
a whole
Yeah,
game?
yeah,
And it's more
exactly. And
interesting. Like, it's fun.
yeah, and I think that after me, you will see more face people with faces behind this stuff, and
Yeah.
you will see people start to stream it. I guarantee you, people will start to
I
stream this now. I guarantee you.
definitely,
After
definitely.
yeah, you know,
I,
well,
for
hundred
sure.
percent.
For sure.
Yeah.
Just wait until my
So
live ARB stream next month.
yeah,
no,
and I listen, and I encourage you to do it. There's like I
no,
can't, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But
no.
like it's
I'm not a live
someone
arbor,
has to be
but
the yeah. I mean the live. I feel like the live arb stuff will uh tailor to like my age group, especially because it's like fast. It's like
yes,
video game tracking. You know, you can't be like slow and do it. You know, you have to kind of
right,
have that like quickness and that sort of like video game mentality of it's like
yes,
super fast. You got to be quick. You know, like clicking buttons, like
right.
typing in numbers, like stuff like that. Like there's definitely a math aspect to it, but it's also like I think gamers would do better
Than
than
just a
just like
mathematician.
a mathematician, you know,
hundred
because of
percent.
that like interaction point where you have to like be really really fast, you know, versus
Yeah,
like a mathematician might just be like brilliant at math, you know,
yeah.
which is like
But
you
it
need a
doesn't
basic
help
understanding of
you.
math.
It doesn't help you
Live arb,
smash that Caesar's line.
right? No, it doesn't. And a lot of the times, like OddsJam will do most of the work for you anyway. So it's like, all
Right,
right, how can you use this tool? You know, so it's like who can figure it out the best. So
dude,
yeah,
for sure. Well,
yeah,
I want to let you go film that video so I can watch it.
sir,
And in
yeah,
the
it'll be a good one.
meantime, I will try and get this up today
Yeah,
for the Saturday. This is like this won't happen every Saturday, but we have to get Elf on because it's
yeah,
special. It's a
for sure.
special circumstance. And
Yeah,
you gotta check out
happy to
his
be on.
stream. You're on Kick.
Kick,
Love the
yeah,
stream. I'll post all of your you have some links that I need to post. I'll post all your links in
yeah.
this video. If you're
Okay.
watching this, you probably already know who Elf is, but if you haven't, you gotta check this guy out. Let's boost his stream numbers up, and because I really do think like you are great for the industry and probably our one
Thank you.
best chance right now to get some crossover love from people who aren't interested yet. You know,
Yeah, I
I
think there will
think,
be.
yeah. So good luck, sir. I'd love to chat again, and
Yeah, we will.
whatever. Yeah, we will.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, thanks again. Thanks everyone watching. go check out Elf's stream. He'll be streaming, yes, with his friend Mini Elf.
Tover.
Tover. Okay. Sorry, Tover. So we'll be streaming with Tover, and yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be in Elf's stream too. So if you want to hop in, I'll probably be in there for a bit chatting. So
Yeah.
catch me
There
in
we go.
there,
Yeah,
catch
pop
Elf
in
in
here.
there, and yeah,
Mhm.
we'll see you in the stream. I'll say that. I usually say we'll see you in the next episode, but for this one, we'll see you in Elf stream. All right,
Let's
peace.
go. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Peace. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Oh, wait.